Alrighty, everyone. So we have a pretty nice and easy one going on here right now. We have what is almost guaranteed to be a hard drive replacement. So let's go ahead and grab our opening tools. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know the bits are? What's it? Okay, no idea what those are, but this is a T9, so we might be able to make that work. I'm sure we'll find them partway through the teardown, and we'll switch when we get to the right point. So, okay, we have a dongle, a Razer 2.4. Oh, we have a headset. Let me go ahead and switch this out of microscope view. I doubt we'll be using the microscope for this one, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, warranty sticker is off because I was opening it earlier before I decided this would probably be something pretty nice to do on camera with you guys. There we go. Only the best quality impact rated bits from Railer. You know, good old Amazon buy there. It has been a relatively short time since we've had this, so I can't give it too much credit, but so far seems to be a pretty good use of about $8. Okay. There we go. I'll go around feeling for these plastic clips to get those opened. Oh, I just closed a couple of them on me, making this a lot more of a pain. That. Perfect. Alrighty. So this front part's always a little bit fun because of the flexible cable. What do they call those? Flexible circuit boards, FCBs, I think. That we have on the yeah. You got to be a little bit more careful you do this way. Make sure you don't. It's gonna be a little bit hard to see. It's gonna be a little bit hard to see here. You can see that flex cable running right here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is tilt both of these together. And we're going to go ahead and grab a spudger to unhook the little blue tab. Push the lock mechanism out on both sides. And there we go. So, way to get this guy off. Just take this blue piece here. It's going to be plugged in just like this. Lift the blue loop up and over. Push out the lock and then pull this guy right out. Connect our speaker here and our Wi-Fi antenna. Okay, so you use power tool. Make sure it's on quality torque adjustment that you trust. So, drill bit is going to be full send. Okay, we are not even at 2; we're at 1. So this will cam out. My fingers have a little bit more strength, but it will cam out, and we pointed it out. That loud clicking is when the torque kicks in and cams out, so that we don't end up stripping anything. Just allows us to get these done a little bit quicker and prevent some carpal tunnel in the process. These long guys here, T10s. Okay. These guys over here, I can never remember. They are T9s. We're going to go ahead and get those pulled out here. Disconnect our antenna. Set this off to the side. Really blind. Right. Really blind there. We've got power and data line connections that run to the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth board there. And then let's take a look at our drive. We got a WD blue. And definitely a little bit of dust on things. So we're going to go ahead and give this whole console a little dust out. So I'm going to go ahead and mute the mic so you guys don't have to hear this, but I will be right back. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're gonna pop out this this drive here. Okay. So out of all the screws that we have, of course it's messed up. Alright. So these big almost shock absorber screws are not the ones that actually hold the hard drive in. It's these guys right here on the sides. Alright, we're gonna use a T10. Alright, get those guys pulled out. Just so I'm not finding any more pickup sticks tonight with screws. Alrighty. A little bit of light lifting and the SATA connector comes right up. We're going to go ahead and plug this into the computer. And run a quick hard drive test on it. Just to get some extra confirmation. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but all we're getting is about a low buzz and hum. We have stuck heads. Or a C spindle motor. Well, one of the two. Not a big deal that we figure out exactly what the problem is. All we need to know is it was a 500 gig Western Digital Blue drive, and it is dead as a doornail. So, let's go ahead and get that popped off to the side. And let's grab the important thing, which is our WD Blue solid state drive. And let me just double check my notes here. But yes, this client is approving. I'm making a nice upgrade to a 1 terabyte from that 500 gig. So I'm gonna just go ahead and copy this serial number right quick for inventory management. Perfect. Alrighty, that's all been recorded. So we're gonna go ahead, get this guy popped back in. And so something has changed in the way that the hard drive replacement on these consoles goes in about the second half of 2021. It used to be you needed to run a configuration program on the drive when you would connect the hard drive to a Windows computer to run this configuration terminal command. Right, it's a bash script that would go through and tell you, the various options to properly partition and configure the layout of the drive so that the console could properly install OSU1. Well, now what they've done is gone ahead and made it so that as long as the drive is raw, it'll just work. Now, caveats here with hard drives on Xboxes. If you have a 480 gig hard drive, that's not going to work. Can't use it. Reason being, these consoles only came in and they only support 500 gigs, 1 terabyte, 1,000 gigs, and 2 terabyte, 2,000 gigs. So if you have a 1.5 terabyte hard drive, it will be a 1 terabyte in the system. No way to get around that. So, 750 gig hard drive is going to be a 500 gig because it will just leave that extra 250 gigs as free unused space. So if you're going to upgrade to an SSD, that does mean you have to be a little bit careful when you are, picking out what SSD you're going to use, because the SSDs, sometimes a 1 terabyte SSD will actually be at like 960 gig, and that will be a problem. So you will be fine as long as it says that it is a 1 terabyte SSD. Now, because a lot of times a 1 terabyte drive is like 931.5 gigs. That's fine. That's a standard acceptable partition mapping structure for a 1 terabyte hard drive. Where you're going to run into problems is when it's like a 960 gig hard drive is what they market it, or a 480 gig, which is more common. They market it as a 480 gig, and you end up actually only having about 430, 440 gig. That's where you're going to start seeing problems. So I'm now going to go ahead, plug this guy up to the monitor back here. With our Xbox power supply. Okay. Then we need to grab a bunch of these flash drives that I cannot remember, but really I'm hoping I do remember which one is OSD. I think it's one of these 4. So we're gonna play 1 out of 4. Let's see how lucky we are. No. This is not the drive we are looking for. No. These are not the files we are looking for.
Yeah, I did. I was tired. And then Tony called me.
Okay, this is the one we are looking for. Alrighty. So we got to make sure we use the side USB port. And I can never remember, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of do this as a little bit of a trial run because I cannot remember, but I'm almost 100% sure that you don't actually have to do the whole 2-3 finger salute song and dance anymore with these. Of course, we will need a way to turn it on, so that will be a requirement at least.
You gotta be careful.
Okay, so went ahead and popped off our front cover here. We did unplug console from power, and we're just going to go ahead and pop this back in.
Yeah, I just didn't know how I was going to get over there. And, well, y'all are late.
No, I might be using the wrong. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely using the wrong power supply here. Pretty sure that's a bad one. This is the power supply I am looking for. Should have known it's not like it has a giant computer case sticker or anything on it to let me know that it's the right one. So we're going to try it as is. No buttons held. No nothing like that. I'm in the way. Alrighty. We're seeing system error E102. Bunch of zeros. E01. Go ahead and grab my Xbox. Xbox Elite controller. Gotta have a quality test device here. So we go to the troubleshoot option and go over to the offline system update where it's gonna go searching. It does find our flash drive. We get an error. 101. Probably because yes, this is on a newer version. So back to the drawing board, everybody. Well, back to the computer to listen to me talk while we wait on Comcast internet to download a several gig OSU file. So if anybody is asking the reason why, oh no, the original Xbox One does have a little bit of a different, yep. Okay. Yes, we do have a different, OSU one. Yep, to complete, you will need to perform an update using OSU one. If you skipped to this step because you did not, blah, blah, blah. Yes, OSU one. Perfect. Alright, 6.1 gigs. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Oh. That's fun.
I love you too, man.
I'm going to go ahead and let that run. And we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are back. A little bit of a rush there. Sorry about that delay. I'm sure when we start switching over to actually doing edited videos, we'll go ahead and cut out a lot of that wasted time here. So, just going ahead and remaking our OSU OneDrive. Looks like the version we had was just a little too old for the console we're trying to install it on. OSU OneDrive, very simple to make. You basically take a flash drive, I usually say 16 gigs or smaller. You're going to plug it into a computer, Windows computer, formatted NTFS, and what you're going to do is take the OSU One that you download from the support.xbox.com website and just kind of search download OSU One. It'll pull up as like one of the top 1 or 2 options. It's going to download roughly about a 6 gigabyte zip file. You just go ahead and open that up. Windows Explorer actually does a pretty good job of handling zip files these days, but you like to deal with WinZip, and it's constant pandering for money. That's a good option, as is 7-zip. But basically going to just open it up. It's going to have a $sign system update folder. We want to go ahead and extract that $sign system update folder to the NTFS flash drive right in the root. So basically when you pull up the flash drive in Windows Explorer, it's going to just say $sign system update and then have a bunch of files in there. It used to be the 2020 method, I guess, is what it's kind of called. The 2020 method of reinstalling the OS on these Xboxes involves actually manually creating the different partitions, folder A, folder B, that kind of thing. This is going to just pull everything, make that partition scheme for us. Then what we're going to do, and the reason why we aren't actually fully reassembling the plastic casing of the Xbox, is to make sure that we go through and pull the drive after getting the initial install done, because it's not going to have any boot animations. So, when the Xbox turns on, it starts with that green screen, the Xbox logo shows up, and it just kind of starts pulsing back and forth. And then you have the really cool one on the Xbox One X, where it kind of shows the APU, and this weird graphic circuit board looking cutscene. Well, you won't have that boot animation until we go put it back in. So once this install completes, we're going to pull the drive, connect it to our Windows computer, and we're going to go ahead and take the boot animation, which is going to be bootanim.dat file. And you can find those, I think GBAtemp.net has them. You can find them pretty prevalent on the internet. And you just go ahead and there's the same ones, the Xbox One, that, OG one. The One S has the same boot animation, and then the One X. You could put a One X animation on a One S if you wanted, and it would look pretty cool. But once you do a system update, an online system update, it is going to overwrite that. It is going to go ahead and overwrite that modified boot animation. And if you don't care to pull the drive and add those boot animations manually, it's going to show a black screen and a little bit longer until the console starts right up at the OS. And once you do an online system update, it will go ahead and add that back in there for you. So it's not the end of the world. It just kind of depends on, if you're OCD, got a little bit of a perfectionist in you, you might want to go ahead and take the extra 30 seconds and pop the boot animation files in. But it looks like OSU One is still going through the extraction. Solid. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop in a couple of notes here on the ticket.
Worker discount together.
So, if anybody's kind of joined in after the fact, the hard drive, WD, Western Digital Blue 500 gig drive, just absolutely either a C spindle motor or stuck heads on the platter. All it does is kind of makes a low buzz, and you can just kind of hear it trying to do something, but never actually makes any progress on it. So that's what we found when we disassembled the console, and that's why we went ahead and preemptively had the client approved to do a 1 terabyte solid state drive. So not only are they upgrading to some more space, but they're also getting a lot more speed and performance out of it as well. Okay, so okay, 46% of the way done. Solid. Okay. Well, don't know if there's really a ton left to be doing except for just kind of twiddling the fingers around, waiting for this thing to finish. Take a quick look at this USB to HDMI capture card that we're going to add into the system here. We're going to, hopefully this will make the transitioning and having both the overhead camera and the microscope camera better. Always trying to see what we can do to improve things and try and make this a better experience for people. You know, try to make it easier to learn stuff. Try to cover more content. So they give us a USB-C to USB-A adapter. Kind of cool. Not bad for the price. I want to say it was like 12, 13 bucks, something like that. Not expecting anything super stellar performance-wise, just, you know, just expecting functional. That's where we're at. You know, we're gonna grow things slowly, try to hone our skills, add more features, cover more content. But we're just kind of trial running right now, just figuring out what it takes to do this. You know, try to get some information out there, try to answer some questions, try to show people how to fix some stuff. And it looks like we're having some more tech issues, so may have to pick this stream back up in a little bit.